So in a few short minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build your own AI personal assistant. And I'm also handing you my personal template so that you can copy it instantly. This assistant lets you voice dump anything, reminders, random thoughts, ideas, and it will turn that chaos into organized, categorized tasks. You can check in with it, ask what's on your plate, you can update tasks and complete them. It's like having a second brain to talk to, built on Telegram and powered by OpenAI. There's no code, no complicated setup, and especially with the template, in a few short minutes you will have a working, functioning assistant ready to organize your life. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Liam. I help businesses all over the world to implement advanced AI phone systems into their companies. So if you'd like to explore how we can do the same for you, just use the first link down below to book a free AI consultation call. I'm limiting spots at the moment, but I look forward to hearing from you, and now let's dive into the video. Alright, so first of all, let me show you how this actually looks on the front end. Now, we've integrated this with Telegram, but you can of course also put this on WhatsApp or Messenger. And you can also type into it, but I personally don't like to type, so we're going to use a voice message. Okay, so I just need to make sure that I feed my cat, and I also need to make sure. I was just at the grocery store and I forgot to get some bananas. That's another thing that would be great. And I'm just working on this new AI project, and this one's a little more complex. There's a couple of parts to this. So we've got first of all, I need to check in with a hotel chain that we're building these AI systems for. Next, I need to make sure that the project scope is completely finished for that project. And I also need to send 3 invoices to that same hotel. So yeah, those are the things that I'd like to get done today. And now once that's done and sent, you can see that this workflow instantly starts triggering. And I know this looks like a monster, but don't worry. Well, it is a monster, to be fair. But yeah, no, it's you're going to copy pretty much 90% of this. And now when we go back to Telegram, understood, feed cat, bananas on the list, check in hotel, finish the scope, and sending invoices. And now if you look onto my tasks here, you can see that all of these were updated. And we now have these new tasks in here. And the status is set to false. What this means is that they're not completed yet. So now if I say something like, hey, so I've fed my cat and I've sent the invoices. Now what's going to happen is it's going to execute once again. It's going to use a different tool. And now it's going to say completed, fed the cat, and invoices were sent. And as you can see, these two were set to true. Now that is pretty damn awesome, and there's a couple other features that this thing can do, but you'll see more of those as we go deeper into the build. Alright, so now that you've seen a demo, let me show you literally step by step how to create one of these. So, as I said before, you won't have to build all of this. This is a template, and you basically just need to log into a couple of accounts. The accounts that you will need for this are a make.com account, which I'll show you how to set up. It's free. Then you'll need an OpenAI GPT Plus subscription, so that's like $20 a month plus some API credits, and a Telegram subscription. I'm going to assume that you have those in place, and then I'll show you how to connect all of these up. So let's go to a Google account where I have a bunch of them. Let me see if I can find one that I have not used Monday.com on. I've probably used, sorry, not Monday, Make. Yeah, I think I've used Make on pretty much all of them. But basically what you do is you go to Make.com, then you sign in with Google or your email or something, and sign up for a free account. And then once you're in there, you're going to find yourself on this dashboard. Now, you're not going to have any scenarios here. This is going to be empty, and I can actually delete those. I don't need them anymore. There we go. So you're going to see it exactly like this. Click on New Scenario, and then you're probably going to get some pop-ups of like tutorials or something. You can ignore those. I'm the tutorial for you today. Then you click on those 3 little dots, and then you can click on Import Blueprint. Before you do this step, go to down below in the description. You're going to see a couple links. The first link will be the link to the free AI consultation call with me. Second link will be a link to a Google Drive folder, which looks like this. And you're going to see Blueprint 27. You click on download, and then back to your make.com workflow. When you click on Import Blueprint, you are going to just select the one that you just downloaded, so Blueprint 27. And look at that. 90% of the work is already done for you. Pretty damn cool. Now, One good way to check that everything's been set up is to try to save this thing. So if you click Control S, then it'll say not found. Okay, so as long as it gives you an error message, you haven't completed this tutorial yet. It's a good way to make sure you don't forget anything. Now, there's a few accounts you want to set up. You need to connect the Telegram account, OpenAI, and a Google Sheet. Let's start with the Google Sheet. So you click on Google Sheets and you create a new one. And just so you know, you can integrate this with pretty much anything. We can add a Google Calendar to this. You can add this into your actual task software. This is literally just a very basic example to show you how this works. And if you want to customize it, you'll have to go outside of this template and experiment on your own. So in this Google Sheet, you want to make it just like I did. You will go on to, basically all you need is you need to have one that says name and one that says status, and make sure they're in that order. So if you go back to your newly created spreadsheet, you add one that says name and one that says status. You're going to give it a name, YouTube Test AI Note, and then you're done basically with the spreadsheet. Now you need to connect this into make.com. Now to do this, you're going to click here and it'll say, in this case, it won't show you anything here. So you have to click on add new connection, then sign in with Google. And then you're going to connect to your Google account, give it all the permissions that it needs, continue. And there you go, you're connected. Now in here, the spreadsheet ID, that's the second thing you must do, is you will see that it still says YouTube tasks. That was the spreadsheet ID or the name of my original spreadsheet, but we don't have that one. So go to the one that you just created, which is YouTube Test AI Note, which is this one that we just created together. And then you click on save, always click on save. And now you have to repeat this process for the remaining Google Sheets modules. So once again, you click here and now you can click on the connection that you just made. And then once again, you search for the right spreadsheet. And there we go. All the Google Sheets connections were added. Now, next thing you're going to have to do is configure this here. Now, when you click on this, you have to click on create new data structure. Call this array, for example. It doesn't matter what you call it, honestly, but just call it array. And then add new item. Then you call this one array. Description you don't need. Type will be an array. And then under here, this item will be text. I'll just quickly double check that actually to make sure I'm not telling you something that isn't true. But yeah, if you go into here, you've got array, type is array, and then the subtype is text. Okay, so make sure you've called this, given this a name, then set this type to array and the second type to text. You click on save, and that's it. You click here, choose the one that you just created, save it, choose the one that you just created and save it. Beautiful. Okay, next thing you're going to have to set up. As you see, I tried to save it and it says, gives me another error message. We still have two things to connect, OpenAI and Telegram. Let's start with OpenAI. To do this, you have to have, once again, as I said, an OpenAI Plus subscription. And then you will have to go to OpenAI for developers. Click here, and then you log in with your ChatGPT credentials. Then you're going to go onto Dashboard, API keys. And as you can see, I have a bunch here. And you won't have any, so just create a new secret key. YouTube AI Note Taker tutorial. Assign it to a project. You won't, I don't know what you're going to see there, but just click whichever one you find. Create new key. Copy this, because you can only see it. I believe you can only see it once. So make sure to actually copy that. Close, and then go into the make.com workflow again. Create a connection. Paste your API key in here. Save it. And there we go. Now this next part is the tedious part, because you're going to have to update everything again. And as you can see, all the prompts have been filled in for you. So it's very, very easy to do, but you just have to repeat the step to go here, click that connection. And once that's loaded in, you click on save. And that's pretty much all you have to do to connect all of these AI modules up. And there we go. All of the AI modules have been connected. Now, next, what you need to do is you need to create a Telegram channel to actually talk to. Now, you can also put this on WhatsApp or Messenger, but I'm going to show you how to do it with Telegram today. After that, I'm going to walk you through the flow one time to understand what it does and what the limitations are at this stage, and also a couple of final thoughts on how to get the most out of this. Okay, so for Telegram, go to your Telegram account and search for Botfather. So once again, I'm assuming that you know how to set up a Telegram account. If not, just look on YouTube. I'm sure there's plenty of tutorials. Once you're in Botfather, you click on this, you type /new bot, and then you need to pick a name, and this name can be something like, I've already created one up here. Let's create a new one, call it new, and then you have to make sure to use underscores, new YouTube test notes, and then make sure to end it with bot, and then you send it. Okay, good. Yeah, this is the username, I guess, as well. There we go. And then it'll give you this key. So you're going to use that, copy it. You're going to go back to your workflow and then click on this first one here, create a webhook, create a connection, paste what you just copied into here, save it. Save that. Save this again. And now you have to go through all of your Telegram modules and add this as well. Fortunately, it doesn't take as long to load. So this is a pretty quick process. Last one. Okay, good, awesome. Now, if you try and save it, it should not give you any error messages. Scenario was saved. Click on back. Give it a name if you want. And then just switch it to on. And now, as you see, we have a new sheet here. We have a new Telegram channel. And to access this, you have to click on this link here. Click start. And now, let me walk you through how this works. So, how this works, what happens here is that first of all, an AI receives, sorry, not an AI, this workflow receives any message you send. And there's a filter here. If the message is text, we set the variable to whatever that text said. If that is a voice message, we will download the voice file, put it into OpenAI Whisper 1, which is a transcription model, and that will then output another, that will then transform that into text. We give that the same variable name as here, so that now when we get that variable down here, we will get text, no matter if it's a voice message or if it's a text message. Now, at this point, we're going to have a little AI module decide what does the caller want to do. And this is the agent part. Now, one thing I will say here, usually I would not build it the way I built it now. I would put this into a make.com AI agent. And I would make one of these, each of these flows is a tool. Now, at this stage, I don't actually know, I haven't actually checked what make.com charges for their AI agents, and I don't know how much it is. I do know the rates for OpenAI, what they charge, and it's next to nothing. So in this case, we've just had this module act as our agent. This module here decides which of these tools to use. Now, as I said, in an ideal world, we would connect this up to an actual make.com AI agent like this one here, which will then be able to use multiple tools at the same time. But I think this will nonetheless illustrate the purpose of what this wants to do, and it's already very, very useful. All right, and this agent has 4 different tools. We have the create a new task, complete a task, which will then set this status to true or false. Then we have retrieve a task, and retrieve basically means that you ask something like, have I already fed my cat? And it checks, is it true or false? And then tells you if you still need to do it. And this last one is list all the tasks that you have not completed yet. Then what happens is we have an AI module for almost each of these, which first of all has to list these into individual sections. Because it could well be, like you saw in the example that I said, multiple things at the same time. And what it will do then is it will break those tasks down, at least for the create a task, into multiple little packages. Once it's put those into packages, we format that into JSON and iterate over them. What this means is that everything after that point gets created for each task that you say. And this is where it's so powerful, because if you just ramble into it for 2 minutes and you dump, like literally brain dump everything that you've thought about today, it's going to organize that into however many tasks it sees fit, and then add those one by one into your Google Sheet here, which is quite useful because you don't need to think about how do I categorize them. It's going to take care of the thinking for you, and then it's going to pop them into Google Sheets. And then we have a final AI module. I'm just trying to show you a little bit of the prompts as well. They're not super complicated prompts, but they do the job, which will basically give you a little update Slack message, an updated Telegram message telling you that the tasks have been created. It's a similar procedure for these ones here. So this one is complete a task. What happens here is that basically the AI, first of all, has to break down all the tasks that you want to complete into individual packages again. Those are matched to what is in the Google Sheet. It's iterated over that to identify basically, because you will most likely, if this says something like feed cat, right? My cat's called Tinto, by the way. Don't try to guess my Google password. Anyway, so if you say something like feed my cat, you're gonna say it differently to what's in the sheet name. So we basically first of all have to match what you said to what's in the Google Sheet, then identify which row number is that, and then update that task to completed, for example. Then it'll write a little message telling you, yep, that's been completed, all done. Good. Next, this one here is retrieve, and I believe this one just retrieves the status of a particular task. Once again, it puts all the tasks that you want the status of into individual packages. It loops through the Google Sheet, matching them up, matching what you said up to the right task, and then sends a message back to you, letting you know that X task has been completed and X task has not been completed. And this last one is the simplest one. This one will just list all the tasks that are incomplete. So in Google Sheets, we just scan for everything that has the tag false, which is the default that gets added for each new task. As you can see up here, each new task automatically has the status as false or incomplete because you have just added the task and not completed it. And it just searches for all of those, bundles them up, puts them into AI, and it can write a nice little message for you, letting you know that it has either been completed or not completed yet. And now if we give this a test run to make sure that what I taught you actually works, we're going to say I need to feed my fish, and make a new okay. That's going to start and trigger, and as you can see, it creates new tasks in here. Feed fish, create AI agent, and it should send a message back to me saying, noted, fish is fed, and fish needs to be fed, and I need to create an AI agent. Pretty damn cool. Awesome. All right, so I hope you got some value from this video. As you see, this is pretty damn useful, and there's a ton of things that you can add to this personal assistant. This can literally go nuts with the level of arms and legs and branches you can give it, of individual tasks that it will be able to complete. Now, I want to give you a little challenge. To all of you who have completed this down here, actually make sure to comment down below and let me know that you've completed it. And for those of you who actually take this and make it your own and maybe put it into a make.com agent, maybe someone adds a Google Calendar functionality. If you add anything to this, tag me in the comments, let me know, and we'll hop on a call where I can personally discuss anything you want AI related and help you with whatever project you have for half an hour completely for free. And also for the business owners watching, if you do have a question or would like to see how we can implement something like this for your business, that's why I'm offering free AI consultation calls using the first link down below. I look forward to hearing from you. Go crush it, and I'll see you in the next one.